Amidst the tumult of international sanctions, Russia finds itself at a crossroads, facing both daunting challenges and unexpected opportunities. As global powers tighten their grip, one crucial question looms: can Russia transform this crisis into a foundation for independence and resilience? With financial structures shifting and the ruble gradually taking the spotlight in international trade, the potential for a new economic paradigm emerges. As the narrative unfolds, the stakes couldn't be higher. The recent shift to state control over foreign assets is not just a countermeasure, it's a bold step toward forging an autonomous economic model. With the past year marked by a tumultuous exit of Western corporations, the anticipated economic collapse has yet to materialize. Instead, these companies' withdrawal has left room for new players eager to step into the breach. Markets are evolving, and previously overlooked sectors reveal untapped potential. The agricultural sector, for instance, stands as a beacon of growth against this backdrop. Exports of grains and oils are surging, with Asia and the Middle East emerging as vital trading partners. The sound of machinery and the scent of fertile earth signal this resurgence, but will it last? Experts caution that sustainable growth hinges on systemic changes, improving infrastructure, bolstering logistic routes, and enticing investment into production sectors. But the plan doesn't stop at economic metrics. Social stability is paramount. And the government's initiatives to support small businesses and elevate wages reflect a commitment to quality of life for its citizens. This dual focus may yield trust within society, solidifying a sense of purpose and community amidst uncertainty. As the clock ticks, will Russia be able to use these challenges as stepping stones to greater self-sufficiency and a reinvigorated economy? Just as the dust begins to settle, an unexpected revelation surfaces. Some analysts believe the sanctions regime, initially intended to crush, may have actually sparked a revolution in economic thinking within Russia. The country is now poised to become a hub of alternative partnerships, redefining its place on the global stage. Are the Western nations prepared for the ramifications of this new reality? As possibilities expand, the future of Russia might be written in the ashes of old paradigms, as a new dawn breaks over its economic landscape. The unfolding drama continues, a stark reminder that in times of strife, new horizons await those bold enough to seize them. How will Russia navigate this intricate maze of opportunity and adversity? The answer may dictate its trajectory for years to come. In the previous segment, we explored how Russia has turned challenges into opportunities, responding to sanctions with innovative strategies and forging new partnerships. The country has shown remarkable resilience, adapting effectively to external pressures while safeguarding its economic integrity. As Russia stands at a crossroads, the vital question emerges: can the nation craft a strategy that melds internal development with external cooperation? If successful, this could catalyze considerable progress amidst a shifting global landscape. The transition towards managing foreign assets and enhancing the ruble's role in international transactions is not merely a stopgap. These are fundamental actions that may redefine the global economic architecture. Picture this: a marketplace where Russia's interests are fortified against outside pressures, transforming the dynamics of trade and finance globally. Yet, beneath the surface, an urgent pulse beats, a ticking clock of uncertainty looms over leaders. How will they balance these ambitions with the real-time realities of economic volatility? With every move, Russia inches closer to a pivotal moment. The stakes are high, and as whispers of a new economic model arise, the world watches in anticipation. Will this bold approach lead to sustainable independence, or will it unravel under the weight of unforeseen consequences? The unfolding chapters promise a riveting showdown that could alter the balance of power for years to come. What's next for Russia in the intricate dance of global trade? The narrative thickens as the stakes intensify. As the tides of international trade shifted, so did the steadfast dominance of the US dollar, which has long been the backbone of global transactions. Russia, rich in resources and once a heavy dollar user, is changing the game. It's not just a financial maneuver, it is a bold assertion of sovereignty. But what lurks behind this sudden pivot? Could it indeed signal a seismic shift in global power dynamics? Moscow has begun to infuse the ruble into international dealings, alarming Western nations, who see this as a direct threat to their influence. The unshackling from the dollar as the main currency in critical deals is not just an economic shift but a warning shot aimed squarely at the Western powers. With every transaction in Russian rubles, the United States loses one of its principal levers over the world economy. The worry is palpable in Washington. Desperate to reclaim the status quo, U.S. policymakers deploy an arsenal of tactics, from economic sanctions to restrictions on financial markets. But the results? Far from the expected outcomes. Russia's response is clever, adapting to an uninviting financial landscape. As barriers rise, it dives headfirst into fostering business channels that bypass Western financial infrastructures altogether. This shift is not merely strategic, it's essential for economic security. With frozen overseas assets and disconnections from payment systems, relying on dollars and euros has become riddled with peril. Imagine navigating a maze where every corner could be a blockade or a confiscation. By championing the ruble, Russia is crafting a safety net, one that promises predictability amidst chaos. But this isn't just about survival, it is about resilience. Enter an ingenious move, Decree number 890. This legislation is a lifeline, enforcing temporary management of foreign assets from countries seen as unfriendly. The move symbolizes more than just a defensive strategy, it highlights Russia's readiness to safeguard its economic interests under rising external pressures. Yet the question arises, will the world underestimate Russia's adaptability? As the global balance of power subtly shifts, these developments illustrate a landscape where financial sovereignty holds more weight than ever. Could we witness the dawn of a new economic order? As stakes heighten, so do the risks, both for Russia and those entrenched in the traditional economic systems. With each step, a thrilling uncertainty hangs in the air. Whose turn is it next? In the previous segment, we explored Russia's remarkable ability to create defensive mechanisms and adapt to a shifting international landscape. As Western nations underestimated this resilience, Moscow's recent actions reveal a fundamental shift in the balance of power within the global economy. But what will happen to the foreign assets that remain caught in this tense tug-of-war? A key illustration of Russia's evolving economic strategy is the management of foreign assets. Take, for instance, the American corporation Universal Beverage Company, which once boasted several subsidiaries in Russia, including Oprim and Selhozhinvest, in the food industry. Recent legislation has empowered Russian authorities to temporarily seize these assets, an action that ripples through the entire agricultural sector. This multifaceted approach serves not just as a reaction to sanctions but also as a proactive measure to prevent the shutdown of critical enterprises. Among those affected is Globproduct, a giant in the production of canned meats, fish, vegetables, and sauces, an essential player in the country's food security. Interestingly, this company has supplied goods to the Russian Ministry of Defense, hinting at a web of partnerships that continues despite dwindling confidence in foreign relations. Economic analyst Sergei Novikov points out that placing Globproduct under Russian control exemplifies a new strategy for managing foreign business interests. President Vladimir Putin has effectively crafted an environment where exiting the Russian market now poses a heavy financial burden for Western corporations. In fact, they are offloading their assets at drastically reduced prices, often at discounts of up to 60%. Even in this disarray, companies remain obligated to keep their production lines running, limiting the collateral damage to the Russian economy and safeguarding jobs in the process. As the Kremlin vies to hit multiple targets, mitigating national economic losses, preserving employment, and ensuring stability in critical sectors, an unsettling question arises: can Russia leverage this situation to fortify its economic sovereignty, or will the pressures of international sanctions create a new Achilles heel? The tension in the air is palpable, and as the stakes rise, the next move could either solidify Russia's resolve or trigger unforeseen consequences. In the face of shifting global tides, the Russian government is not merely reacting, it is strategizing for a resilient future. With a firm resolve, authorities prioritize job preservation and support for the populace as the heartbeat of their fiscal policy. The government actively encourages the creation of new job opportunities, bolsters small and medium enterprises, and broadens access to loans and subsidies. This robust response is a lifeline for entrepreneurs grappling with the fallout from the departure of Western corporations. Yet, the atmosphere crackles with uncertainty. Companies that once thrived under a different set of rules now find themselves navigating a transformed landscape. The anxiety is palpable as whispers of layoffs linger in the air. Will they adapt, or will they falter? As the government intensifies its focus on enhancing working conditions and elevating salaries, a pressing question emerges: can these measures truly sustain social stability amid economic upheaval? Experts suggest that timely government actions not only shield against potential civil unrest but also maintain a semblance of order. State programs aimed at nurturing domestic production resonate loudly in this tempestuous environment. Investment floods into sectors like processing industries, agriculture, and advanced technologies, fortifying the backbone of a new economic model. Government contracts play a crucial role, providing steady demand for enterprises still standing. The takeover of Western assets by Russian entities highlights this opportunity to preserve production capabilities. Even as foreign firms abandon ship, local businesses remain pivotal in supplying the domestic market. With heightened focus on food security, an essential pillar for national stability, the question looms, how long can this precarious equilibrium hold? The intricacies of social policy evolve into a multifaceted strategy that intertwines support for businesses with efforts to secure jobs and improve living standards. Through this lens, Russia's response to sanctions transcends mere economic tactics. It morphs into a tool for fortifying social stability in a storm of uncertainty. Yet, shadows of volatility loom ominously. The country grapples with an unpredictable global economy, external political pressures, and the pressing need for swift adaptation. Yet, within this turmoil lies the potential for unprecedented growth. Many analysts assert that the current crisis catalyzes a significant shift, one that may ultimately lead Russia toward a more autonomous economic framework. As the battle between opportunity and adversity continues, one question lingers: will Russia emerge stronger from the ashes of this tumult, or will it succumb to the weight of unexpected obstacles? The stage is set for a dramatic unfolding of events. A strange twist of fate has left Western companies scrambling, with the door to the Russian market swinging shut. Once hopeful, they now face a new reality where their assets languish, effectively falling into a legal limbo. It raises the question, can they ever reclaim what they've lost? As uncertainty looms, investors watch nervously, anxiously weighing their next moves. The collective efforts of the West to destabilize Russia through sanctions have backfired spectacularly. Instead of a collapse, Russia is rising anew. In the wake of these developments, Asian and Middle Eastern businesses have surged forward into the gaps left behind. Chinese corporations, in particular, seized the opportunity, flooding the market with a wealth of products and innovative technologies. The once familiar landscape of dominance has transformed dramatically, giving way to fresh competitors eager to stake their claim. For Russia, this represents not just a shift away from Western dependence, it is a window of possibility for forging diverse relationships beyond its previous boundaries. Yet, the real impact of this shift reverberates through the corridors of power in the West, where plans unravel as financial losses mount into the billions. The prospect of regaining market access grows dimmer by the day, with each passing month deepening the challenge. Vacated niches are rapidly claimed by tenacious firms from China, India, Turkey, and the Middle East, each cementing their influence in the new order. As Russia forges ahead, it faces both hardship and opportunity within the swirling chaos. The need for economic reinvention has never been greater. A chance exists not only for recovery but for a pivot to new markets that align with the evolving global dynamics. The game has changed completely, compelling Moscow to rethink its position and alliances in a world that suddenly feels both unfamiliar and ripe with potential. Will the West adapt, or will it watch as these changes solidify into a lasting new reality? The clock is ticking, and the stakes have never been higher. In a world where economic tides are shifting rapidly, Russia seeks to break free from its dependence on the West. As Western corporations exit the stage, a void rapidly fills with the assertiveness of Chinese, Indian, Turkish, and Middle Eastern companies. Could this unexpected turn of events be the spark that ignites a new chapter in Russia's economic history? With international landscapes rearranging themselves, the country's focus is turning eastward, forging new trade ties that align perfectly with changing global trends. The management of foreign assets not only redefines control but offers fertile ground for fostering innovative business structures within the nation. As firms transition under state oversight, they transform into potential hubs for foreign investments, appealing to partners eager for long-term collaborations, especially in sectors vital for growth, energy, agriculture, and industry. Particularly striking is the agricultural sector's rise, showcasing Russia's increasing prowess in exporting food products to countries in the Middle East and Asia. The sheer speed with which logistics have been restructured to tap into new markets underscores Moscow's adaptability. However, to fully leverage these opportunities, significant investments in infrastructure and enhanced business conditions are essential. Without these, analysts caution, sustainable export growth will remain constrained. The economic shifts triggered by sanctions present a dual challenge and opportunity. Russia finds itself in a pivotal moment, tasked with not just surviving but thriving through the establishment of alternative economic alliances. This necessity for transformation stretches far beyond external trade dynamics. It delves deep into the societal fabric of the nation. The departure of Western corporations has inadvertently raised concerns regarding job security, fueling social unrest. Yet the Russian government is countering this by prioritizing employment stability and public assistance. Initiatives promoting new job creation, along with expanded support for small and medium-sized enterprises, play a crucial role in this plan. By broadening access to loans and subsidies, the state aims to smooth the transition for entrepreneurs who now must navigate a drastically altered economic terrain. Will these strategies be enough to maintain social equilibrium in a time of upheaval? As Russia deepens its engagement with alternative markets, the stakes are higher than ever. The path forward is fraught with challenges, but within these obstacles lie the seeds of a resilient economic future. Will the nation's efforts pave the way for stability, or will the turbulence of change sow seeds of discontent?